get started, right? So if you can give some background about yourself, what you're doing, what your company does as an introduction, that would be helpful.
Sure. So basically, I'm a founder for a company which is Aryav Eco-Friendly Resources Private Limited, which is generating a pure, alkaline, and a mineral-rich drinking water from air. This is one of the most sustainable way to generate a drinking water without touching any kind of a groundwater. No plumbing is required, and zero water wastage. So we comply to the net zero goal of the United Nations as well as the India, which they have set it for themselves. So in this particular things, we are solving three major problems. One is definitely that there's a more than 2 billion people who do not have an access of drinking water. So you can get it water even at those places where there is no groundwater. Second, more than 70% diseases are waterborne diseases. Either it is consuming contaminated water, something like a diarrhea and all those things, or some kind of an arsenic water they are drinking. So those are the things. And third, the plastic bottles and the water wastage because of various water treatment plants is again disturbing the whole environment. So if you look into the whole aspect, this blue planet to whom where we can say that there is more than 71% of water is available. There's hardly half a percent water which is actually used for the drinking purpose, not only for a human being, but even for the animals and the birds also. So
Right.
there's a lot of a water scarcity is there, which is being tapped and sorted out with the help of uh, the atmospheric water generator or air to water generator, where we are manufacturing these machines.
Right. So when you see manufacturing the machine, so do you do that in-house or do you have partners who help you with the entire manufacturing process to manufacture the devices?
No, it's just we do that one all. Where it's an in-house factory is there where we do all kind of manufacturing, except the one part of which is coming out to be the outer body, which we are getting it outsourced from a third party. But rest all internal, everything is done in-house.
Right, that's great. So, like in terms of, so we understand like the challenges that you're solving through this initiative and the product that you have manufactured. So, can you help us understand how the device works, like in terms of what is required at the user's end to do in terms of like let's say installation, then maintenance, and once the device is installed, then how the entire process of water generation works there.
So ultimately, this is just a plug and play device. You don't, as I said, there's no plumbing and piping is required.
All right.
It's just a one machine at the size of a water cooler for 100-liter capacity. So if you're looking for 100 liter per day, so the size of the machine is hardly 600 by 800 even less than a meter by meter, and you can easily plug it into the normal socket, and then from there itself the machine will start automatically generating water. So there is no rocket science or no installation is required. The only thing which you need to take care is it should be kept outside instead of inside. The only thing inside means that there should not be a AC atmosphere. The air conditioning atmosphere should not be there.
All right. Right. And in terms of the purity, like how pure is the water, and does it have, just say for example, ROs have devices or parts in place that purify the water from bacteria and then from bad odor or other it flows through carbon, sediment, and other parts. Similarly, in terms of purity through this system, when you are uh, using the air to convert that into water, so how pure does it come out to be? Or how clean
This
the
is
water is?
this is a very good quality of water to drink, very good quality. So if you are comparing it with the reverse osmosis technology,
Right.
first we all understand that there is a lot of wastages there in that technology,
Yeah.
and the water which we are getting is a completely blank water with maybe lots of acidic water. We generally say it.
Right.
The pH value is less than 7, and that is the reason most of the people are having a gastric problems. The gas problem is there because we are consuming, and the doctors have already started suggesting that we avoid using a RO water at a various locations. The reason is very simple. If you compare it with RO technology, this is completely a different technology, but this purity level, we use all kind of a filters, either it is a sedimented filter, UV filters over there to kill the bacteria, and the pre and the post carbon activated filters. And everything it is being used over here also. And so that's why that we have the various water test reports which has been generated at a various different locations, either it is in the form of a Delhi, in Dubai, in Kolkata, in those kind of a places. We already in Chennai also that we where we have already conducted the water test reports, and it is giving a very good quality of waters.
All right. So, like coming down to the part around so typically when you say that air is used to convert it into water, a lot of people have the perception around this that it since it's using the water present in the air, then that might lead to change in the humidity levels or the moisture content in the air, especially when you are using it at a commercial scale, like 100 liters a day or so. So, is that true, or to what extent is it true?
I'll ask you the few questions and the guys that you ask it. Lots of air conditioning or HVAC is working all the times now, and it is increasing massively day by day. So what are they doing? They are also using the condensation process. They are also using the compressor. Okay, so so this is not true things where that we will have a an adverse effect on the environment. Definitely not at all. People are using specifically the, I'll use a word, dehumidifier at certain location to reduce the humidity aspect. While the same machine is not only giving you a water, but also acting as a dehumidifier, as well as the same machine is acting as a air purifier also. So it's a three in one. You are getting a water, you are getting a air purification as well as the dehumidification. So
Okay.
you keep it in those areas, comes out to be a Chennai or any of the coastal areas, you'll find out that there the humidity is close to a 90%, and people are not very comfortable with that kind of an RH value. So ultimately, with this particular device, you are getting a very comfort at your own place where this device is being kept.
Okay. So, like, we understand that the water generation capacity is directly proportional to the moisture content and the humidity levels in a particular location or environment. So, in terms of the technology, is it still beneficial and successful in very humid, very arid environments, dry areas,
Very,
dry,
very
very dry,
dry.
right, dry
I'll,
environments?
I'll tell you. Uh, yes, there will be an impact on the yield. You will not get the similar kind of water what you will be getting it in more humid atmosphere. So when we give any kind of a capacity of the machine, it is being tested and defined that when you are getting a 80% of humidity at a 25 to 30% of ambient temperature. So then you will be getting that kind of, if I'll say 1,000 liter machine, so 1,000 liter water will generate if you're getting a 80% of RH value with 25 to 30 degree centigrade is the ambient temperature. So if there is a decrease in the humidity or in that little drier areas, yes, there will be an impact on the yield. Vis again, I'll tell you one more thing. Humidity is not constant throughout the day. In the evening hours or in the night hours, the humidity always increases, even in the dry areas, place called Rajasthan also. So you may not get 1,000 liter over there. You may end up by getting a 600 or 700 liter of water, but still that you are getting a water where there is no groundwater.
Right. So this definitely sounds like a promising idea to solve the problem of potable drinking water, especially in cities or towns where water shortage has already started happening. So, like coming to the part around in terms of, for example, the companies that are there, right? So, although it's still a new concept, that is, I think, definitely on the uptick in terms of acceptance. But how are your water generator solutions comparable to other competitors, or how are they better in terms of what other companies are coming up with in the similar domain?
The first is if you look into the competitive metrics over here, so we are the most energy efficient compared to anybody. So it means that the cost of water generation, including the power cost, which is required in this machine, in our machine is close to a 200 to 200 watt hour, 200 to 220 watt hours per liter.
Okay,
While to our any of the nearest competitors, they need more than 250 watt hours
okay,
per liter. So we are close to a 20% consuming a less power. That's the first thing. And the second thing is we are very, very competitive in terms of the pricing also, even to that. So
okay.
our running cost is low, while our capex cost is also very much comparable to that.
All right. And in terms of the life of these water generators, what is the typical life expectancy that you see in these kind of solution?
Nothing is going to happen with these machines for next 10 to 15 years.
And what is to be done in terms of maintenance for them on a regular basis?
You need to frequently, there is a maintenance cost is involved, and that is just to change the filters time to time, as per
All right.
the directions which we have giving it to you in our manuals. So you need to change those filters accordingly, and based on those things, this machine has no problem at all. We
Right. And
ourselves is giving a 2 years of warranty
okay.
of the machine.
And as part of the product, you also provide the after sales service in terms of
Yes.
maintenance and other upkeep of the equipment.
Yeah, yeah. We have a service station on our channel partners at the various locations in India. So within 24 to 48 hours, we'll address your problem and we'll sort out the issues.
All right. So, how has been your journey so far in terms of taking this solution to the market and acquiring or getting customers onboarded to adopt and have these systems in place?
It's just challenging. It's quite challenging till now. Uh, there's a two. I'll say that the two major points which we are facing it. Number one is lack of awareness about the product. They think
Right.
there is a lots of pollution in the air, so the water which they'll be getting is not good for drink. That's the first thing. The generic question which we ask it, and then it comes out to be they are pretty happy with the RO which they have already using it. They say that we
Right.
already have installed the infrastructure, and now why should we go for it another this thing? And so when we look into those are the challenges which we definitely face. But now I think that as awareness is increasing, people have already started thinking towards this kind of a solution. And even in those places where the water quality is not good or there is no water at all, the dependency on tanker is too much for them, and sometimes tanker is gone for strikes and all those things they are not getting, so they are actually in a big problem. So now they are shifting from water dependent to a water independent. So the people have already started thinking that they should be a water producer instead of water consumer.
All right.
So there is a shift which is happening now, and at least in the B2B market, the industry have already started thinking that they instead of they'll start consuming the water, they start producing the water on their own instead of dependence or either on the government norms, which they're not allowed to pump out the water in IT parks and other places, or the tankers, or some kind of other source of the water they are getting it. So it's better that we let it be an own producer of the water and use it over there as per their own requirements.
So, what are your vision in terms of scaling the solution and making it more accessible to the market that you are targeting?
Come again?
So, what are your long-term visions in terms of how do you plan to scale the solution and make it more acceptable as well as accessible to the market?
Yeah, so we have actually a very big plans for us. We initially that we are already working on the Indian market first, and we have already started appointing our channel partners at various locations, and we are again open to give the channel partnership, which is completely an exclusive channel partnership, which we give it at a various geographical areas. And that's the one thing. And we have a target that we at least in the first year itself there should be minimum 25 to 30 thousand people. They should have a taste of air water per day, and then it comes out to be a more than the next year we are targeting close to 5 lakh people should have a taste of our air water. And then, apart from this one, we are expanding ourselves into the Middle East market. We are one of our co-founder already based in Dubai, and
Okay,
uh, so that's the one that we already have a channel partner in Dubai, Saudi, as well as in USA also, and we work in these markets also. And again, the targets and the plans are very big, and working towards that one, and maybe you'll see a big brand name over a period of time.
definitely we hope so. And like right now, you're focusing on commercial solutions in the water generation space. Do you think domestic solutions might also come up in the
Yeah.
future, and how viable it will be on the domestic front?
Yeah. We are definitely in the phase two. We are planning to go into the smaller machines also, and maybe in next couple of years, you'll think that you'll listen that yes, that we are coming up with the domestic products, starting from a 10 liter per day capacity up to a 50 liters per day capacity. So these are the models which we are planning, but it will take maybe some time, and so that's a phase two activity for us. And initially, our focus is purely on a B2B market.
All right. So I think you've been in the uh, on the impact side, working on the impact side, environment sustainability for quite a few years now. So what led you to enter the impact domain, and what motivated you to work on the impact side, be it in the water generation space or uh, other verticals that you might be looking at?
Uh, in fact, I am a sustainable guy, and if you look into my background, I have more than 18 years of an experience with solar system. I have a factory where we convert waste also into oil, and this is another one which is a air to water generator. And how we came into this particular maybe the product is that I was traveling with family in Cape Town, where we did not find much of water over there, and we actually faced a huge problems over there. And coming down from there itself, after coming back, we realized that this is the situation in such a big city over there. So this is going to be the global phenomena in the coming years itself, and this is going to be a big issue. And so let's start looking for something, but we don't want to go into the conventional water treatment plants. We started working on the segment where we can actually work it out in a more sustainable way. So we did a research for close to 2.5, 3 years, and after doing that one, we realized that we okay. So this is the product where we can work it out, and then again There were few guys who were already existing in the same space. So we thought that how we can be different than those guys. So the first thing definitely came into our mind was the energy efficiency, which we did it through our patented technology. So we already got the patent for our technology, where we proudly say that we are the most energy efficient company in terms of our AWG or AWG space. And so in that way that we our journey started, and now we are commercialized close to a year back only, and so we have already sold these machines to a client like IOCL, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, municipal schools, City Bank, and few of the colleges also, in the hostels in Bangalore, and so many other private sectors.
Right. Uh, right. So, in terms of like the challenges that you had mentioned, both from the perspective of internal challenges within the organization that you might see, or from an industry perspective, especially focusing on the air to water industry segment, what kind of support and ecosystem on the startup side do you think can help promote and uh, promote awareness in this sector?
If you look into the support that we are part of a various accelerator program also as of now, starting from IIT Delhi, IIM Bangalore, and then IIT Ropod also, and Innovation Punjab. So those are the one that where we are already a part of it. And apart from that one, we got funded from US also. Uh, but yes, nevertheless, that we are now working on a different kind of a model also, which comes out to be that if big clients they don't want to spend on the capex amount, it comes out to be they'll say that it's a huge capital required to put up a bigger machines, so they don't want to spend that much of a money over there. So we are asking them that we okay, don't put your own money and don't do your own maintenance also. So everything will be in our scope. So we'll be charging them on a per liter basis.
Right.
So whatever the amount they are getting it, they are already paying for it in terms of per liter basis. So we'll give them better prices than those numbers and can get those orders. So for that we need the capex amount also, the fund also. So we are definitely looking for the networking. We are definitely looking for the funds, and apart from that one, the business developments that we are looking for, the more business, the more awareness among the consumers also.
Right. So, like one last question on the product side. So, as you mentioned, it requires quite a bit of capex, which companies or commercial houses might not be willing to put up upfront to start with, which is why you have come up with the option of bearing those things at your end and charging them on a consumption basis. So, irrespective of whether you are bearing those costs and charging them on a consumption basis, or whether the businesses decide to put up that capex amount, what is the typical break even time on the capex that the business might see, let's say on a 100-liter capacity generator?
You'll be getting your money back within 24 months to 30 months time frame.
All right.
With the longevity of the machine is close to 10 years.
Okay. All right. So it's great to know about what Aryav is doing to solve the water crisis that is becoming more common nowadays, and especially on the potable drinking side. Hope to see some solutions on the domestic front as well, and to hear uh, tremendous progress at Aryav's front. So, anything else that you would like to share or let us know about that we might have skipped?
Uh, so first is that we most of the questions I think we you have already asked and addressed, and the customer which we are talking about is right now we are talking about drinking water. But water is such a big issue that we look into various other aspects or the use cases which are coming up. Given an example of the hydrogen policy is coming up, where they need a huge amount of distilled water. The liquor industry, where they need a water, the input as a water.
Right.
The automotive car washing, where they need an input water. So there are so many applications, so many things, and above all, we want that if you are paying a little extra for air water, consider yourself that you are drinking or healthy water, drinking water, because most of our diseases are coming because of our health water issues. And so don't compromise on your health when it comes out to be on a water segment. And we as an Indian, we started thinking that sir पानी तो free मिलता है.
Right.
So considering those aspects that we this water is a free commodity is not the right thing. And in return, look for purest form of water, avoid plastics. Because whenever we use a plastic bottle or any kind of a packaging drinking bottle, and we carry it into the sun also, so we just travel from one location to another location carrying that bottle also. So we should understand that ultimately, when it is exposed to the sun, it is ultimately creating a lots of issues to your health. The
Right.
plastic, when it so with plastic in any form, when it comes close to your to the sun, so it is a big cause for a cancer kind of diseases, and we started drinking that kind of a water. So please uh, avoid all these things and trust that we okay. Air water is very good to drink, very healthy to drink, and take care of the environment.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Sanjay. Thank you